fans will sit through almost anything to watch a good football game. Here's Intellivision NFL football. Come on! But Telelectronics would like to...
Mr. Intellivision, how come all you ever talk about are sports games?
Sorry?
Intellivision now has games like the arcade.
I know.
Rock and Chase.
Absolutely.
Tron Deadly Bit. Excellent.
Right.
Night Stalker. Awesome robot.
Oh, glad you like them.
Sorry, I can't hang around here. I'm going home to play my Intellivision.
Who was that kid?
DJC Game Studios. Welcome, everyone, for the very first Intellivision Sprint podcast, or what I'd like to call it, the INTV Sprint, because it's a little shorter. It's what they called it in the 83 to 87 days of the Intellivision, I guess, sort of. Anyways, welcome. I want to welcome, obviously, my panel, my star-studded panel here, because I couldn't have done it without them. Si's already pointing to the left. Here's a story of a lovely lady. Anyways, I got the Intellivision Gamer here to my right, our left, if we were looking through the computer screen from the insides. What is going on? Below me here, the legend, the man, the myth, Papa Pete.
How you doing, guys?
Gamer. What is happening? And super. He's mega. He's got graphics, and they're 64.
And he can sing.
Super mega graphics 64 Cyrus in the house.
Mr. Multi-talented.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's a lot of pressure.
So much pressure. That's what we're here about. We're putting the pressure on. I have so many people here in chat. Hold on. Space Areno 84 says Atari? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, sort of. It's made by them. It's the future. Code Masur from Georgia, USA. Good to see you. Ashcan, greetings from Toronto, Canada. Well, hello, neighbor.
Closer to you than me, but we're in the same country.
Yeah, you should know him, right?
That's right.
He's from Canada. You know him. No. Intellivision Gamer. Look at this guy. Boy, he's a good channel. I personally like watching the Retro Gamer, but you know,
He's kind of got a big head. I mean, lately.
Like physically, or
Well,
I think that was just since the haircut. I think we should
right. You cut the hair, it makes it look bigger. That's what they say, right?
Pierre, what is going on? Good to see Pierre. Of course, you can't have a chat without 1968 Camaro. Good evening. Maybe we should play some Dracula. Man of Basic says, I'm so ready for this.
Oh.
Hey, and we're ready for you.
Oh my.
Oh my. PJ Smith says, I'm going to sit this one out and watch, because he's like, I'm either going to watch a big train wreck or something I'm going to love forever, and forever. PJ Smith in the house. Good to see you. Brian F says, by the way, hello, Brian F says, nice 8-bit versions of, yeah, that is thanks and facts to Chat GPT. My very first time having it take a picture and turn us into 8-bit versions. So it is not my doing, but it sort of was.
Well, kind of what you can do now.
Right, it's nuts. That's it's AI. It's taking over, folks.
It is.
Speaking of folks, howdy, folks, says Benvril. What is going on, Benvril? Always good to see you. I knew this was coming. OG Hugo says, whose job was it to start the stream on time? You know, there's at least a 5 to 7 minute latency and or expected late time anytime I do any type of hosting. By the way, oghugo.com. Look at this amazing new controller. You can plug into your classic Intellivision 2 or Sears Intellivision or Intelleport, and I'm sure at some point to a Sprint. So go to oghugo.com, the retro mod shop, use code DJC, and I guarantee you will have the silliest of all discounts when you use that code. Thank you for being here, Hugo. Flyleaf is in the house. Okay, now StreamYard's being all weird. So glad I'm using this. Flyleaf says, greetings, everyone. What is going on? Good to see you.
Greetings, Starfighter.
OG Hugo says, I only recognize 2 of those 8-bit pixel characters. Well, that's just sad. That's just sad, I guess. What about the one that was, what do we say, is bleeding from his eyes? That's Sai. That's just his character. He's just.
I look like this. We're talking earlier. I look like
he
this.
was doing this. He was very sad.
We're doing a show, people. We're doing a show. I can't believe I'm
He had some very dark circles under his pixel eyes. Yeah, there you go. We already said Chat GPT did it. Nothing too insane.
Oh, nice.
He's saying hello. TV Vortex. Now this is the DJC show I want. Well, I'll tell you what. For only $10,000, I will slam. I still will slam 4 beers in a row. Heck, you know what? I do that for 100. So, and I'd also buy that for $1. TV Vortex in the house. Luke's Awakening. I love the new logo. Maybe some trademark infringement on a couple things, but hey, that's neither here nor there. He went home to hang with E.T. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, hang out. I was like, wow, what did E.T. do? Like,
I don't know.
like that's
I think I got part of the story there. I don't.
Yes, it got dark real quick. Like,
Luke says, I didn't know that Sprint was still in business. Their phones suck. Well, yeah. I think you might be on the wrong podcast, but PJ says 10 cents a minute. Well, you can put your 2 cents in, but your 10 cents is still not gonna pay for a phone call. TV's Hasselhoff. We should all, guys, look at this. This is a legend right here. A legend since the beginning. I wish I could say, but bad night. Hope everyone is well. Can't wait for the Sprint. Have a great show. I do really appreciate that. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. That Intellivision Gamer is dreamy. There's a TJ that's really infatuated, Casey. I don't know what about, but interesting. That's so interesting. Mr. Postile says hi to only Casey and no one else.
oh, I see how it is.
I don't blame him.
He was saying high up higher.
No, just kidding. There it is. Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
Howdy ho. Mediocre clarinet player, my favorite name and avatar. Good to see you. Hey-o. My goodness, am I caught up yet? Almost. Because you can't have a chat without this guy either, and that is Metal Torso Gaming.
The Iron Chest.
It's the Iron Chest.
Yes.
What is this? Some sort of bust? Very impressive.
Yes. That's right.
Uh-oh, it's all Casey's fault. My goodness.
I'll take the blame for that one.
You know, I'll slam a beer. Let me get through the chat. I'll slam.
What kind of beer you got? What you got, Chuck?
I have Pabst Blue Ribbon and Miller Lite right now.
Oh.
Oh my.
Are you having a beer tonight?
Yeah, I'll have let's. Oh yeah, Cy. Let's get Cy.
I have to work. I'm not.
Are you going to have some margaritas tonight, Cyrus?
I'm definitely not doing that. That was, you know how long ago that was? Oh, that's nice. That's cool.
I only saw the uck off at first.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, turn it over.
Fuck off.
Nothing better than a good Canadian beer.
Hey,
And
back at you, buddy.
better than
Yo,
that.
yo, greetings from Southern California. It is Bears fan Goomba here for 3 weeks. I'm actually going to make a trip out there after the new year to visit some peeps. So that should be fun.
By the way, Papa Pete, Jon Snow needed me to send a message on. He said, "How you doing?" I think you know who that is going to. So
Coco is like turning her tail end towards the camera.
How much for
You're gonna
DJ
head on
Peter
that,
Family Fago 2-liter? If I had one, I mean, I'd probably get most of it in my stomach. Then I'd just start vomiting after it gets, up to the esophagus. But I mean, there's no limits. I'll tell you that. Mr. Sprint.
wow, you've got competition, Casey.
It's already
There's
started.
the Intellivision Gamer and Mr. Sprint going head to head. I can't wait.
I cannot. Yeah, so I'm gonna grab a beer, guys. Oh,
I was not prepared for a beer.
I didn't know.
I am only having one because I do have to get up in the morning.
Yeah, I don't know how you only have one beer. That's the thing. Like,
There,
Well,
now do I
we're
look
gonna
like
have one
my,
and make it a good one.
Pixel guy?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Give me one of those, Pete. I mean, Chuck.
There you go.
Yeah, can you pass it? Yeah,
It's
there you go.
underneath. Hold on, I'll put it down here
Whoa,
underneath the
whoa,
desk.
what
There
are
you go.
Okay.
Oh, look what it turned into.
It's magic.
Oh yeah, I want that. I want one where I'm just taking beers as power-ups. Bowling for beers, I wouldn't mind that too. A nice little hack.
Yeah, we need to get a Chuck game going. We need to get somebody to put out a hack or something that's Chuck themed.
I'm psyched for the sprint, says Mr. Sprint. I'm psyched to find
That
out
sounds
what Mr.
logical.
Sprint's going to be doing in the chat. Anyways, guys, on a somber note, I got to do this. I'm very glad to be here with friends. I know a lot of you guys know my sister is not doing well in hospice right now. I do have, this was not planned. She didn't have anything set aside, literally nothing. So we're doing a fundraiser for her, basically her celebration of life and her, her cremation and stuff like that. But, not going to get into the thing of it, but I will post this link right here. If you guys feel to throw $1 or $2 there, it would be friggin' amazing. If not, that is cool too, but I can't not post this and not, it'll also be in the video description. But this is the GoFundMe. I'm posting it on Rumble and Twitch and YouTube there. And it's just kind of to try to, take care of everything as well as the hospice stay that's going on right now. My nieces, Chelsea and Lisa, have been stepping up and just really, I love how all these things are coming through now, that they've really stepped up and really took the reins on this one. And because if not, there's not much we could have done. And this is, for anyone that's donated, thank you. Appreciate it very much. Jerry Bellinger, if you used to be able to see her in the chats, she used to come to a lot of either a couple of the Astro Smash shows, the old Intellivision shows, some of the Miko stuff, just anything I did that was kind of a bigger stream. She'd come on and chit chat. And anyways, it's sucks to not see her. But I just thought I'd post that, and I'll post the link again towards the end, but I have to say that. Thank you. If you click on that link and please check it out. Like I said, it's in the video description as well. But let's get back to this because I got this guy here. Now, mind you, this is not Astro Smash, guys. I'm not going to be doing this on the Sprint podcast, but because PJ is not on it for the first episode, and he did do that, I'll give you one. And I have to get up early. I will give you one of these. This is to the Intellivision Sprint, to a new era of Intellivision and one of our favorite consoles of all time. to new homebrew ROM sales and so much more. We're going to have so many things to talk about. Thank you, PJ.
That's talent.
He's not moving. There you go.
Oh,
The beer was.
over
The beer was all moving. Yeah.
Most impressive.
Level power up.
Yeah. Get ready to
Chuck,
power up
I
with
was
Miller
picking up the
Lite.
cat. I missed it. Would you do that again for me, please?
Oh, Bears fan.
He's totally ignoring me.
What? I'm sorry. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said I missed that. I was picking up Coco. Would you please do that again for me?
Oh, I'm going to have to because Bears fan Goomba just said smashed fun. Oh, wait. Depreciated show. What did it say? Depreciated show. Well, we still got one left. With everything going on, I have to reschedule it, but it's
40.
coming.
You know what that means, right? In Canadian, that means chug a beer.
I got you guys. I got you. All right.
Last
Luckily,
one.
these are just Miller Lights because if this was like anything else, like an IPA or something with a higher percent, I wouldn't be able to do the show.
And they're
Trying to
done
make
that.
him laugh. Right
Let
when
me
he's
push
turning.
these wingdings aside and the 2 beers I drank.
It didn't really take all that long, did it?
Oh.
Did he freeze?
No. It was wow.
Oh, that went down into the boxers.
All right.
It took one breath. All right.
Let's
Are we
talk
done with this,
television.
guys? Are we done with this? I hope so.
For now.
We still need 40. Oh, thank
Episode
you.
40.
Yes, and I did. Everyone that did, thank you so much. Sneed, what's going on? Good to see you. Sprint it up. Carpathian kitten loss. All right. So let's get into this. This is a new show, so we're going to kind of jump in. I know that a lot of you guys know us, but for the new people, the new watchers, a lot of new subscribers, let's get into kind of like go around one at a time and talk about like your first ever experience with an Intellivision and like, or maybe when you got it for the first time or wherever you ever played a game. Kind of what were the first couple games you even experienced on this system or got with it? I'll start with the Intellivision Gamer right here.
Oh boy, I was 5 when we got our Intellivision, and I don't even remember it coming home. I just remember it being there. My dad, whenever it first came out, everyone was new to video games, right? For the most part, and one of his coworkers bought it, and he's like, "I'm not in the game," so my dad bought it for us, and I don't even remember it coming home. I don't remember the first games. The most memories I have were baseball and Astro Smash were the first 2 that I can recall.
Yeah.
My dad stayed up all night to beat my score, or half the night, in Astro Smash, and I beat him the next day, and he's never played another video game since.
Oh wow.
So so how far did you said your dad got really far on Astro Smash?
He was over 100,000, which was we thought was pretty good at the time.
Oh yeah, back
It
then
is,
to
really,
make it
it
to the
is.
6th level. Oh,
Yeah, I think he stayed up till like 3 a.m. to do that, and then I beat him like the next day when I came home. He was all, "Hey, look what I did!" And
right.
once I beat him, I think it deflated his sales. I look back now and I'm like, I should have let him keep that a little longer.
Do you think that's what really sparked your being competitive at that point?
Oh, he's that way too. But we're into racing, so real cars and karts, high levels, and we both had that. But he just, he grew up on the farm. He wasn't into games or anything electronic, nothing, just work and racing.
Wow. That's I mean, I remember like just going around and having my my cousins with the Atari they lived around the corner from us, and I think my dad would watch us like play that and go, "I'm gonna get something better." And I don't mean that it's like I love the Atari too. I'm never gonna trash that on the Atari, obviously. But it was like the Intellivision was the new thing to come out, and so he was. I'm sorry, I'm also doing settings into YouTube because I forgot to. And he was like, I remember him bringing it home, and it was like, "Yeah, that's $200. Don't touch it unless I'm here," like type of thing. But Pete, what was your first like kind of experience?
Well, I got the Atari back around 80, 81 or whatever like that. And shortly thereafter, my brother-in-law, who I always credit with getting me into Intellivision because he was into it. He was 15 years older than I was. My sister was 16 years older than I was when I was born. That's my youngest sister, actually.
Wow.
But he passed away 11 years ago, Halloween, actually. But I credit him with getting me into all the video games because way back in the day, I had the Atari, and I can remember that they kept it at their place before Christmas. And one thing that they did is when I got the Atari for Christmas, mysteriously, it was open. Well, they had it out playing it the whole time before Christmas. That's why parents kept it right at their house. Totally cool with that. But he really found out he loved video games. So he decided he was going to get one. So one day, I think it was probably February or March, he saved up and he ordered an Intellivision from the Spiegel catalog. Do you even remember the Spiegel catalog? Yes. I mean, it was the way to save money. We live in a small town. Like the American side has got about 4,000 people. We had about 5,000 people. It was a small place. There was an electronics store, but things were expensive. So, I mean, those things were, they were nearly $300 at that time, right? So he ordered from the Spiegel catalog, and it was due to arrive in 2 weeks. That weekend, he and my sister went up to my other sisters in Bangor, and he decided he was going to buy some games. So we're still waiting on this television to show up. So he shows up, and of course, I'm over there all the friggin' time. And what he shows up with is a copy of course, you have to have baseball, Sears baseball,
Sears Telegames,
Sears Telegames baseball, and Armor Battle, the actual Intellivision Armor Battle. Okay. And last but not least, the third game he bought, and this was probably $120, $130 at the time. He got the Sears Space Battle. And these are the games that he bought back then. And I've had them.
Those are the same games.
These are the games. These are not ones that I've picked up. These are the games. I have his system. And so the story was the console was supposed to show up Wednesday or Thursday. It didn't come. Friday came. He wanted to play the games. We're sitting there looking at the games. I've read the manuals 20 times.
You're like, I'm ready.
I can't play the games. It didn't show up Friday, of course, right? Well, that's the end of the weekend for the mail. 2 weeks. It still didn't come. He went and looked and something got canceled. So we had these games for 2 weeks before we could even play the stupid things. And he finally broke down, went down to the electronics store that was in town, and it was about $50 more, but bought an Intellivision and brought it home.
Oh, wow.
And this is it. This is his Intellivision from 1981.
With a stickler.
And this has got a stickler somewhere in this house. I swear I have a stickler box that has the second stickler and the disc from this one in it.
That's cool.
And I've used this one, of course. If you look real close, there's you can see it. The button is missing here.
Mine's missing too on my original console.
Yeah, they fell off, eh?
On two of them up there, but they're laying below them.
But so I can remember they had it tucked away. He moved on into Commodore 64 and he was playing other games, the PC. I'm talking in the 90s, so you're talking 486 DX2 stuff, right? And the Intellivision was still there. And I remember my sister loved to sell stuff in yard sales. And I went over one day and I threatened her and I said, don't sell that Intellivision. They had by the end of it, about 60 games. Don't sell that Intellivision in the yard sale. Oh, okay. Well, little did I know, I opened up a present that next Christmas, and it was it's probably the early 90s, late mid 90s, and they gave me the Intellivision and all the games and stuff for Christmas. So
that's cool.
So I've always loved the system because it's what I remember playing with my brother-in-law. Of course, we would play the 2-player games. My other brother, who is 12 years older than me, he would come over. We'd play games all the time. Even my sister would play bowling, right? Because we love to bowl, like real life bowling. And that was a game that the whole family would play. Everybody would play poker and blackjack. So it was a real family thing to have. And it has so many special memories in the history of my family that I've always really, really loved the system, which is why I am so into it today. Because it's more, I love the games. Don't get me wrong. But the nostalgia of it, what it actually means to me and my whole history of my family is so much more important, really than any other aspect of it. I'll carry on. I love to see the new products and stuff, but it's a real deep roots love for the system that I have. So that's my story.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, because I was just saying that the other day. I was playing, I forgot what game I was showing, one of the built-in games on the Sprint. Oh, it was Frog Bog.
Yeah.
And I just, it's like, I think that like games like that, when you hear just the sounds, like the pond and the bugs and the little, the rivets of and the splashes, it's just, I was like going, my God, that's what it is. It's the sounds and the visuals brings me back to a time where my mom and dad were in the room, or one of my sisters, or just, if we were playing games together, sitting on the couch, but like everybody was either watching behind us, no matter who was playing, and all laughing, having a good time, maybe taking a turn. I'm not so good, but this person is, and laughing when something happened. So it really didn't matter, what the games looked like or how they played, because you were having such a good time. I remember going to my sister's house, and playing Star Strike. And I remember her and my brother-in-law and my niece were all sitting there, and they had just gotten Star Strike, and I'd never seen it. Yeah. And they also had Space Armada. I was like, oh, that's the space. I knew, even as a kid, I knew that was the Space Invaders.
Sure, yeah.
But it was still like a better version, to be honest. And I looked and I went, and they're like, yeah, we just can't figure out Star Strike. Like, we're trying to grasp it, what we're supposed to do, and blah, 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 but we can't figure it out. And so when I first ended up eventually getting it while I was collecting and getting back into it and collecting all the games and playing it, and I beat it and knew what I had to bomb all the targets and blow up the base, I was like, I had to call her on the landline. So
awesome. The memories.
And go, oh my God, I figured out how to beat Star Strike. You just got to bomb the targets. And it was just so cool, man.
I got to tell one more little story that it shouldn't take too long about Star Strike, frankly. That was one time I was in high school. I was probably 14. And he calls me up, and he used to go out and get a game probably every payday. He'd go out and get a game, and new stuff would come out. He'd pick it up. We'd follow it. We'd buy the magazines, and I still got some of the magazines here that we bought at different trips and such. It was so awesome. And he calls up, are you coming over? I always just go over there and stay because, man, he had HBO. He was the person who ran the cable company in the small town, right? So HBO and Cinemax Ball in 1982, that was pretty cool stuff. It wasn't like it is nowadays where movies are at your fingertips, right? They just weren't available. So we could watch, didn't matter what the movie was, you would watch it. But anyway, I go over there, spend lots of time. He says, come on over, let's play some Intellivision. So I went over to stay on a Friday night. And there had been a few new games. We were playing, we were sitting on the couch, whatever, playing Utopia or something like that, right? Of course, with that system, the system's sitting right there in front of you on this coffee table. And you're sitting there beside each other like this. So we play our game of Utopia, probably play a couple other games. So, I was like, hey, get up and turn up the TV, will you? I get up and go turn up the TV. He flips up the couch cushion and pulls out Star Strike. He had bought Star Strike that afternoon. It was to surprise you for it. But what's kind of ironic, that was like, oh man, that's awesome. So then we play Star Strike the rest of the night. Well, what's so funny about that to me is you think about it nowadays, everybody's so worried about the condition of your boxes and stuff. Nobody give a care.
Oh, never. Yeah, mine were squashed, flat, torn.
He had bought it that afternoon and literally put it under the couch cushion as a joke. So I would find it later on. And when I get up and finally did that, and he pulled it out. I mean, it was flat as a pancake, right? I mean, everything was fine.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it's just, I'd never forget that that day, where he pulls that out and said, look, we got Star Strike. Oh my God. It's like, that was awesome. So I don't know, memories. Like I said, that's the name of the game right there, is the memories that this system has given us over the years.
Just the sounds, the visuals, or just basically, but a lot of it is who you were with.
Yes.
Who you're with and when you were playing these games, whether they were bad, good, or otherwise,
Yeah.
And Casey, I forgot to ask, what was the first couple games you ever even played on an Intellivision?
Baseball and Astro Smash are the ones I remember.
So that's
I know there were some earlier before, not baseball, but then like I said, I was so young. I just can't remember all the details.
You're about 5 or 6 years, or no, 6 or 7 or 8 years younger than the rest of us. So really, you're just that age where you wouldn't remember that necessarily.
I was 5 when we got it.
Yeah.
And then I can remember getting some games. I can remember being in the store saying, hey, can I get a game? And, it'll be at like Sears or a department store. And I can remember seeing the display case. I don't remember a kiosk. And I can remember getting certain games for Christmas, but it was like Atlantis. They were a couple years later, you know, it was not the early stuff. I remember my sister spilling a glass of Kool-Aid on the Intellivision tune. It didn't work for like a week.
For
a week. Have it somewhere. There was red in there. I was so mad. Because, you know, I thought it was the second version. It was way better. You know, I didn't know at the time it was just a cheap, dumbed down version.
It was a mini version, or what are they like the PS1 was to the play.
I felt like I was going backwards because I had to go play on the first one again.
More cheaply made.
Yeah. Base Reno says, honestly, a bit too young, really gravitated into Intellivision, Atari. I had a glimpse of Coleco. Ooh, there's a guy here that likes that. To remember, but mostly remember NES games. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I took the ride all the way through. I think I really stopped doing modern stuff other than a couple games, like right after the 360, I started going backwards again. You know, I want to go pull up my heavy faves like TurboGrafx and Intellivision, in Atari too, to be honest. But yeah, those were my like. But during the NES heyday, when that stuff hit, I was right there, and I was an insane fanatic about that. But it's just, I think I gravitate going back to like the Atari and Intellivision era, and even TurboGrafx for that matter, because it's just doesn't have the biggest impact on the gaming industry now. So I kind of go back. I don't want to say underdogs. Obviously, back then they definitely weren't being Atari, but even now it's kind of like the early retro is really. I'm more obsessed with it now, and the collecting and the history and the stuff I even missed out with when I was a kid on all those, you know, platforms. So I kind of started rewinding and becoming, you know, a person that liked the old stuff. Lance says those kiosks remind me. Oh my God, I'd love to have a kiosk. That would be. I know Casey is close to having parts of some. I have the rarest part, and I'm in the works to get a few more parts, but putting together a whole one, that's going to be difficult. I might have to like find some kind of case and fabricate something, or I don't know, but I should have a few more pieces maybe next year. I mean, stuff always comes up. And then another thing, if you know anybody that 3D prints, you could find someone with a kiosk, have them, you know, maybe give you dimensions or a scan or I don't know. There's always ways.
Well, that kiosk, I can't remember his name at the moment. I met him at Midwest Gaming Classic. The guy that we've all seen, the Intellivision kiosk, he sold all his kiosks, and they're in California. Some rich guy bought all of them, so they're close to me. But
are you talking about the one in St. Louis? Because it was what's it called? Trading Games.
Yeah, Trading Games. That's him, but I can't remember his name.
In St. Louis, yeah.
For some reason, I can't think of his name, but I talked with him quite a bit, and he sold all of them at once to a collector in California.
Wow. I'm
like, I wish that collector was me.
No, that is awesome. I'll say mine last. So, Cy, please go ahead. And your very first time getting your hands on an Intellivision, and in the first couple games you remember ever experiencing.
Wow, I was real little. Intellivision was our first game console. So I don't remember when we got it. I just remember it being there.
Yeah.
We loved it. We actually, my mom went a little nuts, and she bought a whole bunch of games for us, and we played the crap out of it. And we actually burned up the first one. Like the first one, I remember it quit working, and it smelled like smoke, and it was not good. But my mom was so committed to it, she bought another one. So, and that one lasted for many, many years. And yeah, man, like you said, when it comes to this type of stuff, when it comes to this generation of console or this type of game, it's mostly about your connection to the experiences that you had and who you had those experiences with. When we play Astro Smash or Space Armada or Triple Action or one of these games, Pitfall, it's like you go back to that moment. There's a moment in your head and you can see it you can smell what the air was like. You can feel how the temperature was that in that moment. You can almost see like the drapes blowing in the breeze and the wind, you know,
Oh yeah.
And the lighting where the sun was at a certain moment. You go back to that every time you play one of these games, and it's something that it's almost like you're a drug addict trying to get back to, you know, that first high, you know, you're trying to get back to that original experience, and add to that experience. And so, yeah, it's the games themselves are fun. Yes. But there's this nostalgic connection that it gets dismissed. People say, "Oh, nostalgia," like it's a cuss word, like it's a bad thing. Like, "Oh, you have your nostalgia goggles on." It's like, yeah, we all do. I mean,
why not?
Anybody that says that they're not nostalgic about anything, I'm like, wow, you had a shitty life. Like,
there you go.
You know, you're right. You're not a happy person,
right? Like, you should have nostalgia about a lot of things, about a lot of things, you know, and for gaming to be part of that, that's a great thing, you know. So I think that's a big part of the reason we all are drawn, not just to the games and not just to the, you know, the recreating and recapturing some of that old experience, but also trying to share. That's why we do this stuff, because we're trying to share this thing that we love, that had this impact on us, and we're trying to like let people have some of that. We want to give some of that to other people, and hopefully in a positive way. Hopefully that's a positive thing for everybody. But yeah, man, like I can remember, this is funny because, you know, like I said, Intellivision was our console. We had all these games, but as nostalgic and as awesome as I feel about Intellivision, I also have a very strong association with being deeply, deeply jealous of my cousins who had Ataris, because we didn't have an Atari, and they had like Space Invaders, and they had like, you know, games that were I thought Pac-Man was only on Atari. I didn't even know it was on Intellivision.
It took forever to come to Intellivision.
I was insanely, like, when I say I was jealous of my cousin who had this, that's a vast understatement. I was almost in a 6-7-year-old murderous rage because there was a Christmas where we gave him a copy of Pac-Man for Atari, and I held it in my hands, and I had to give it to this kid that I now hated, but you know, loved him. But I was deeply despised him for getting this game that I wasn't even able to get. So I have not just positive nostalgia and great feelings about Intellivision, but also associated and tied into that is my deep lust for Atari. So they're connected forever in that way to me. So anyway.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, because I totally get that. I maybe just you awoken that memory in me too. Because Atari had different games than the Intellivision. So when my cousins around the corner, I'd be like, oh, you know, I just got I don't know, I just got Frog Bog, and I'm eating frogs, and I'm eating bugs, and I'm doing this. I also got Donkey Kong, and it looks way better than your gingerbread one. And then they're like, oh, we just got Ms. Pac-Man and Q*bert. So, and I'm like,
yeah,
you know, and then eventually we did get Q*bert later and Pac-Man later, but the Ms. Pac port, I'll never forget going, wow, this is good. You know, and I would literally try to wake up and I'm going to go down to Aunt Barb's house. I just need to go just hang out there for a bit, see how she's doing, say hello to everyone. It's like, you're going to play Ms. Pac-Man on the Atari, aren't you? You know, and that was another reason where my dad's like, nope, we're getting a better thing.
I probably played just as much or more Atari than I did Intellivision, because I was the only Intellivision in the neighborhood. Everyone else that had games, one Odyssey 2, and everyone else was 2600. And we rotated from house to house daily. So wherever we were, we played whatever they had. So, I mean, I'm very nostalgic for Atari 2600 as well as Intellivision, and I love so many games on that console.
Basically, Casey's always had everything. That's basically what.
Oh, I didn't have one. I didn't have
Well,
one.
access to everything. Access to everything. Yes.
Never. I didn't know ColecoVision existed until eBay.
I didn't know
Wow.
until
I never
had
saw one.
a high school girlfriend that had one in her room, and I'm like, can we hook this up? I've never seen or played one, and she had Donkey Kong, and I played it, and I went, whatever. But this is what is that?
The ColecoVision Club.
I don't know what you're talking about with the Coleco.
The only vision I know is intelligent.
I don't have one of those either. I just have that little Phoenix thing.
Just shut up, dude. God dang, Casey.
This is so true right here, though. Lock and Chase was our Pac-Man.
Wow.
That was a beautiful, beautiful game, by the way.
It was out 2 or 3 solid years before. Probably 2
Easily,
years.
yeah,
before
you're right.
Pac-Man, because
Come in
Pac-Man
82.
came out at Atari Soft in '83. Lock
Yeah.
and Chase came out in either early '82 or late '81. But it
I
was
don't
the
even
only thing we
remember
ever
it being in the store by that time. Like
I don't remember
very,
ever
very
seeing an
rare.
Atari Soft game in the store.
No, I never
Nope.
Me
did.
neither.
No.
A lot of those new releases we did through catalog.
Yeah.
Like
Who
we got
played the later games? Because I never
Super
got
Pro.
any later games. I was getting telegames, maybe catalog, and something else. But once NES came out, I still played my Intellivision. We'd pull it out every now and then, but we moved on to NES. But we stopped buying new games. I didn't. Maybe once in a while we might have got one right away in the bins, but I don't remember us getting any of the later games. I didn't know about them until eBay.
There were
did you
no
guys
games here.
buy them?
We did order Tower of Doom during the INTV core run.
Great. Yep. Great.
And we got the catalogs. They're gone. I do not have the old catalogs that they. I mean, you can get them. You can get them relatively inexpensively.
Can I ask you guys if you remember this? I can't remember. Did Radio Shack sell games or just they
Chuck
did?
knows that story.
Yeah. Oh, I can
They
tell you
had their
about
own
that.
television.
They had Tandyvision, and in their catalogs. Remember, you go into Radio Shack and they had the pedestal with that big, thick phone book catalog. If you went to the back and where it said Tandyvision Games, they had. This was even after everything was done, early 2000s. I went to one and I moved to Southern California, and I was like, and I was just looking for speakers or something, and I went, whoa. I go, is Tandyvision mean these are a bunch of Intellivision games? He goes, we got tons of them in a warehouse. Right now, they're all $7. And I went, and I remember seeing Spiker and Mud Buggies. I was like, I don't want to play that. I'm like, I'm going to order I ordered Diner, Commando, Burger Time. Diner is actually pricey now too.
Yeah.
And I had them all in box.
They were there.
I could have ordered 10 cases of Spiker and paid my house off,
Wow.
But no, but you don't know that. That was at that point, nothing was I mean, it might have been retro at that point, and television was kind of retro, but it was for people like us that liked it because we liked it, it wasn't worth crap.
There was no such thing as retro back then. There was
no such thing as paying a ton of money for an old game. It was never even thought of.
Nobody cared about any of these things until after 2010.
Easily, yeah.
And Cyrus, they didn't have their own games. They had Tandyvision console, but the games were the regular games. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they didn't have Tandyvision games.
That was the reason I was asking, because I come from a pretty small town, and we had like some local department stores, which is where my mom got our Intellivision. But I can remember because we had a Radio Shack, and I know we bought stuff there. We bought little games and stuff, but I didn't remember I think we got some Intellivision games from Radio Shack too. That's why
might have had to order them. I bet you could have gotten them ordered from them.
Yeah, maybe so. We had a Sears store also where you had to order from the catalogs.
That'd be pretty cool.
I
love the Sears games, right? I mean, do you remember the story told on the Intellivisionaries podcast a while back? Obviously, probably 7 or 8 years ago. Paul telling the story about where he lived near where INTV core was. What, Irvine? Is it Irvine, California, Casey? Irvine, California. Anyway, and at that time there was an issue when Television 2 came out with, what was it? I think it was Electric Company Math Fund wouldn't work with the Intellivision 2. So if you went to actually Mattel Electronics, it was before they went to INTV core. But if you bought a game and took it back, you could exchange it for any other game, because of the problem they had when they when they put out the Intellivision 2 to lock out the Coleco games, they mistakenly locked out this one of these electric companies. I think it was Math Fun. Electric that was locked out as well. So you had a Mattel game locked out on a Mattel system. They screwed up. So what they did is they said, okay, anybody who has one of these and it doesn't work on their system, they can bring it in, they can exchange it for any other game, no questions asked. Well, meanwhile, Paul tells a story about going and having these these Math Fun games being cleared during the crash, like dirt cheap. And they're buying up the Math Fun games and taking them and trading them for the top-notch games.
Oh, man.
I was laughing when I heard that.
Yeah, that's how
wow.
As a kid. Imagine that as a kid, though, going, oh, darn, I can't play Math Fun. I'm going to have to go get Star Strike or Atlantis.
Yeah.
Or, you know?
Dude,
Exactly.
I hated Math Fun so much. I would have done that. No, I didn't even have an Intellivision 2, but I still would have tried to trade. I would have been
You
like,
didn't like the...
I was so mad at my mom. I was like, so this is why we have an Intellivision. I understand. I got it. Word
like it was a
fun,
trap. Like you're like,
Yep.
oh, it
Hey,
was
as
all a
long
trap.
as you get some of the fun games too, if that's a reason you get the console, I'm okay with that.
She
Fair
would be
enough.
like,
Good
she would
point.
be like, okay, you can play Space Armada, but first, and I'm like, no, I want to play that. And I have to play Math Fun, and I was like, it's not fun.
Geek says Cyrus, what a loser. He doesn't have Infinity games behind him. What are Infinity games?
Oh, like a wall of games or like
Infinity
I'm
games.
the only one that didn't have. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're kind of.
I'm in the wrong room. In the other room, I have my wall O stuff. My wall O stuff is on the other setup.
What is up, Heather? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Always good to have you. So going back to like my first, and I'll try to. I know we're really deep in here, and we got a lot to talk about. So I'll make mine sort of short and sweet. But like I said earlier, I remember my dad just, we were always going over and playing, the few games. Like most of it was like combat. I remember playing Dolphin and Barnstorming, but it was mostly combat and Video Olympics, which is basically, biplanes and tanks and all that type of stuff. So that was like the most of the stuff that we played on there, unless they got like that asteroids, of course, and all that stuff. But I remember, coming home and my dad, it was one evening, and he's like, I bought this. It's very expensive. This was $200. I think they had it on sale for $200. I want to say this was 80 or 81 and was probably the end of 80 probably. And he goes, this, and I guess I thought of it as like, oh, that's not Atari. It's something to do with like the cable box or, like I have something to do with the TV. And he put it on top of the wood grain TV. He goes, do not touch this unless we are home. It's, too expensive, blah, 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 blah. Well, eventually I took it over and it was basically mine. But for probably 2 years at least, it was, my dad would buy games. Like him and my mom would go out, come back, and there'd be, like, I'd wake up or on a weekend or after school, I'd come and go, oh my goodness, there's like 2 games sitting here. Dad got 2 more games, So I think they'd go out to eat and he'd be like, oh, let's stop at Kmart, get another game. So awesome. He was the one that really started me on that, and he loved baseball, insanely loved golf. And then, my first memories, obviously, what we stuck with, poker and blackjack. But to me, making that dealer mad is still friggin' amazing. But I think, and then we had like auto racing. Then they got me. I think my mom was like, we got to get him Donkey Kong because he plays that in the arcade. So like Donkey Kong was the first one they ever got me. That was like my first game, But I remember auto racing was a lot of fun too. But there's so many, just so freaking many. Sorry if I'm missing people here. Geek, what? I guess Infinity is a game company too. I'm bad at jokes. Optimus Gene just got done streaming. Y'all still talking about the Intellivision? Always.
Eugene.
Always. Will we be able to get box art for the side-loaded official games and homebrew games? I know they were talking about making that possible.
You want a scoop?
I'm not for the
Casey
sprint.
has the inside info.
Yeah, Casey probably knows that because he hands-on did load ROMs to that.
No,
I don't know if you know
we
this.
didn't do that. But
Hey, Chuck,
I know the answer to that is yes.
Okay, there you go.
I was going to say, I don't know if you know this, Chuck, but Casey is the Intellivision Gamer.
He is the hands-on. He had his phalanges.
The
all over
hands-on Intellivision Gamer. That's
yeah,
it's very
he is the
hands-on.
Intellivision Sprint gamer. It's gonna have to change.
That's kind of creepy. How you doing? You want to
Mr.
play some
Sprint
television?
I'm stoked to play Sprint with my whole family.
My whole family seriously is gonna be playing it because one of them's gonna be in the living room.
Casey's gonna have an Intellivision
pre-order
Sprint.
second and third, probably.
Casey's gonna have an Intellivision Sprint in the bathroom, in the kitchen, in the living room.
Ooh, that's a good idea. When I moved,
tried.
I'm
She
gonna
said no
put a
TV and
in a
console
Sprint
in the
in one of the
bathroom.
bathrooms.
She said I couldn't.
He asked. He's like, it was in the plan, but you know.
What about
If
one
I
of the
wanted to
shower
do
with
it,
one
she
of
would
those
just come
shower
home and it'd be
TVs?
there.
I understand, Casey. I understand.
Can you imagine playing it in the shower with like he's got like plastic bag over the controller and just
Imagine. I mean, is that part of the plan, Casey? You got one in the shower?
Shower?
that would be awesome. Maybe
I like how Casey's like,
My next
I wouldn't
video.
do that. That's weird.
my next video or my next channel, gaming in the shower. I only ordered
Going
one
live.
so far, but I want more. I want to do
Live from the shower, Casey, the
Oh,
Intellivision
God.
shower gamer.
I think we're all a little too old for that.
I got hooked in television football till he made CT on the TV. I know. And back then it was like, yeah, why wouldn't you? Like those were the sports games were so good. I used to play baseball all the time with my dad, and we'd get into like yelling. He would yell at me mostly. I mean, obviously I didn't yell at my dad. He'd be like, "Damn it, stop trying to steal the base. I'm trying to pitch." And like, I'm like trying to run around. I got cussed out so much.
I played a lot of football, but I've never played. What's the last one? The homebrew, or the one that they finished. Is it the ECS football Super?
Yeah, Super Pro Football.
I've never played
Super
that one.
Pro is the cartridge, but ECS I've never played. That's I think
but
It was
that like
that's all finished up after the fact. Yeah.
yeah.
I never
I haven't played that.
Luke.
Shit, shower, shave, and sprint. There you go.
Sounds like a morning to me.
It's a fantastic morning.
You just
Oh,
described
God.
all of our mornings going forward after
Robot.
December.
So for me, the reason one's going downstairs because for some reason my wife hates it. If I'm up here, this is upstairs. It's like I'm at the bar with friends. I say this all the time. If I'm downstairs, I could be anywhere. I could be outside. She's fine. I come up here. She hates it. She's pissed off, texting me. I don't know why. What's the difference? But if I'm downstairs playing a game, she's fine. So we'll be playing more homebrews in the living room, and she won't be able to have the TV. But yeah, I don't know what the difference is. I can't figure it out.
Did y'all see the show where Casey's wife came on? She was like in disbelief that we were actually real, like this was a real thing. She's just like suspicious.
She's
the whole
still
time.
camera shy. I can assure you, she doesn't ever stop talking. She's very talkative. She's just not used to being with everyone watching.
Hey, Bears fan, thanks for stopping in. Thank you so much.
See you, Bears fan.
We'll catch you on the replay. Billy says, before I saw the football game, all I used to see, the electronic blip games, exactly like the little handhelds.
I just tried to click a comment.
Yeah, that's funny.
Did you guys ever get those?
One so far.
Did you guys ever get those Radio Shack games that weren't actually video games? They were like mechanical, like you would put batteries in them.
Yeah,
and they would
Remember
like
the arm. There was just an arm that would grab stuff, and you had a joystick to control it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like it looked like it had controls and it had a button. Like we had this one that was like you were shooting spaceships or something, but it wasn't. There was no screen. It was like these little rolling.
Like a pattern, almost like those old school drivers.
Yeah, and it was all mechanical. It was all mechanical. It was like a machine running. Like you would, and you would shoot this light. It was like your pink little laser thing would go up and hit, and it go and like hit them. And
oh, now I want to get one of those.
I'm having weird memory flashbacks about this stuff. Like,
I used to have like the little Coleco, like the Pac-Man.
Oh
one
yeah,
cousin
yeah.
had the Donkey
Yep.
Kong one and Donkey Kong Jr. I had Wildfire Pinball. I got one, but then I bought one years ago at this place out in it was when we were all in Pennsylvania at this retro store, and he gave me a deal. It's all in box, bring it home. Doesn't even work. I'm like, son of a.
Do you remember the water one where you would press the thing and you'd try to hit the basketball into the little hoops in the water tank?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You remember that?
I still have the Pac-Man. I have the Pac-Man one that had the ghosts. And you put them in the Pac-Man's mouth when you press the button to blow the bubbles to open his mouth.
I'm gonna have to get one
the
of
rings
those.
on the thing and stuff like different. All kinds of
things. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. Anyways, let me get up to this. So let's talk about, and then we'll get into more sprint stuff because that's really what we're. But this all coincides. So I want to know what your top 3 favorite Intellivision games of all time are, and I'm talking about the classics like back in the day. And I am going to I'll talk about mine first. Obviously, poker and blackjack. It's got to be like one of my. I mean, it's nostalgic. It was, first of all, a pack-in for a very long time. Besides Astro Smash, and then you got the Burger Time with the Intellivision 2. But to me, this was one of the ones where you had the dealer. He was like a character, and I didn't know how to play cards. My dad loved cards. Everybody in my family loves cards. At the time, I'm a kid. I wanted to play something, shoot 'em up or something. Donkey Kong or Pac-Man, and I saw this, but I really learned a lot and basically learned the rules of blackjack when playing this, and even a little bit of a 5-card draw.
Wow.
It's just such a, like this right here, the sounds of like the very first time you heard, what am I supposed to hit? Player 2, and you're that's funny in itself. Let alone making him the dealer happy because you lost or super angry. And it's just his little eyes moving, and then the doom, doom, and then and then of course the like it sounds like he's farting, but he's shuffling the cards. Like that's why I was like, oh my god, this system is something. This is something different. Like this is more sophisticated. And then of course after that, you can't go wrong with. Absolutely, this is to be on a lot of people's lists, but Astro Smash. My dad was obsessed with this one. This was one I didn't pick up right away until I saw my dad get to the 4th level, the turquoise level, which eventually was obviously the UFOs would shoot at you, and I was like, whoa! And so I would try so hard to get to that level, and then I remember one time we sat down and he had been playing for maybe like an hour or so. And he gets to the 5th level where it turns gray and things are going even crazier. And then he gets to the 6th level and I'm like, cause we didn't know like what color it was going to be or what to expect. And it was so cool to just see how it advanced and how much faster and faster. And nowadays, obviously you can get up to 300,000-400,000 and it just goes insane.
Then you have this level.
Astro Smash. But I remember the first time seeing the turquoise level. Like that was
the hardest one for me to see things.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously,
everybody.
An original console here, even though it was RCA modded. It's no HDMI Sprint. I'll tell you that. And then, of course, I can't talk about my favorite games. This may be my top, but these are my top 3. But this has always been. I think through my whole life, like I played, and obviously the newer versions with they're sped up and tweaked and play a lot smoother. I fell in love with those now too. But like, yeah, look at this. Look how slow the original was.
Looks like slow motion,
right? But it's such a. To me, this is the epitome of controls in gameplay on an Intellivision. You had to set your bowler in the right position. Then you had to set the spot where you wanted the ball to land on the lane. And then before he runs and throws it, you had the dial with all the different curves, and you had to hit it to set that. And if you had just enough time, you could also loft it a little bit with the side button, which I usually never did because I don't have that much. I'm not that crazy with my fingers, but as we all know, playing on the Intellivision leagues on Pete's channel, this is an amazing game, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And even the advanced new ones, you can go to Intellivision.us and get some upgraded versions of that. And then when you see them on eBay or in stores too, or the ROMs hopefully soon too, but the
4 elements, huh? 4 elements to adjust for your throw.
Yeah.
And that was just amazing at the time when you think you look at Atari bowling, right?
That was just you took the joystick and kind of just aimed for the pins, you know.
Yeah.
You could master every other early version of bowling and it was easy, but Intellivision bowling was more like real bowling. You could be hot and then you could just have a game that you're like, wow. And you could have good and bad days, and that's what's really cool about the Intellivision bowling.
What Casey, what was your top 3 of the original like classic games?
You want to start number 1 or start 3?
Yeah, talk about like your first one, talk a little bit about it, what you liked about it, and then go to the next one.
Number 1 for me always has been, always will be baseball. Whenever we had Atari friends, we played the space games and we played certain types of games. When we went to my house, we played sports games. Yeah. And everyone wanted to play baseball. That was the big one. We played baseball on the street. And then when it was time to go in, or if it was raining, we'd come over to my house and we'd all take turns playing baseball. I'm good at this one. I'm not really good at any of the newer ones, but this first one, I still love playing to this day.
I love the championship one too, though. Like because you had the sliding, which was kind of funny and fun.
But I loved it too. And I remember drooling in the catalog, like, wow, you can slide. Whoa, fly ball. But it's so easy to steal.
Yeah. I always thought it was easy to steal in here too. But I think it's more, the better you got, the more you could just shoot every time the batter. What happened, we would play this and get so good. Yeah, there's the newer one.
World Championship.
World champ. But I think it was in the original, you eventually kept hitting it to the pitcher, and it was so easy for everyone to just keep getting everybody out, or for the pitcher to catch it, to the point where this didn't allow that. I mean, it would every once in a while, but it was more or less you could get away with some more pop flies and some more, different outcomes instead of just, hitting it kind of straight into someone.
And now there's games out. There's several after this, including a new one just this year at PRGE.
Oh, a brand new one.
Yeah, there's a new one.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I wouldn't call it brand new. But it's a new baseball game.
So is it like an enhancement of the originals? You're saying?
Home Run Super Pro. Yeah, that's been out for about a year. You're probably this spring, about the same time as Dreadnought. It came out with Dreadnought.
Yeah, the
home run. Yeah, the home run. I have that. I have that round. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. They put it on a card at PRG is all.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting that in the box. Same with Striker, right? So what was your second top on that?
Definitely Burger Time. It's my favorite version of any. I like it better in the arcade. I love Burger Time. Once you master the levels, you just kind of keep going as far as you're going to get, and it's pretty much the same every time. But man, David Harley, Super Chef BT, that's the one to play. Yeah. So many different levels. The first level is the same every time, and then it's random. Burger Time's is still a game. My kids love to play it. It's just a fun game.
I think anyone I've ever showed this to that likes games, and we were like, at least we were playing games for the evening. Like this was the hit, like all the time.
Yes, I think it's one of the top games.
It plays smoother than the arcade. I used to have an arcade version, and it played rougher than this. It looked a little better, because it was more 8-bit or something. But it's still. This is perfect. Like everything's two-toned. Peter Pepper, the egg, everything looks the way it's supposed to be. It's very colorful. I mean, the wieners are one color, but they are supposed to be. They're just wieners.
Everything looks as it should.
I mean, they're hot dogs. Hot dogs! All right.
I don't remember any of the commercials for Burger Time, but I've seen them now, of course.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cool. I don't remember them back in the day, but for sure.
I don't remember seeing those.
And what was your third one?
Tron Deadly Discs. I played a lot of Tron. So, nowadays you see people getting like over 1 million. I never got anywhere near that. But I mean, we got fairly far. We loved it. It was such a fun game. The new one I like better because you can't play it so long. It's so much harder that the games don't last
Deadlier.
as long.
Yeah, you're talking about Deadlier discs on television.us. You can pick that up too.
Like usual, David Harley took a game that we love and made it better, and that one I can't last near as long as I can on this one.
Well, it's all about getting what do you want to say? The return kills.
Yeah.
So your return flight will kill. So if you get a guy coming, you could hit it past him and then hit the button to return, and it will kill on the return. So like the original didn't do, and yeah, like right there, that guy would have been
on the way back. And I didn't know like the camping thing and the going. I knew back and forth going through.
I didn't know about that until later either.
But I didn't know those, the nice little tricks to help you get farther. We just ran around and played.
Yeah, I mostly tried to just get up. Well, like when I first ever played this, I would just go after the guys. I didn't realize that opening doors back to back and then running in and out of them would bring your hit points back.
Yeah,
I had no. Because I was so notorious, to this day I still am, to just not
the recognizer. You've got to get good at taking the recognizers out if you want to get very far.
You got to wait for that white eye and then pop it, but you got to be lined up.
I always did it from the top.
And the Deadlier discs, I'm good at hitting them from the top, but.
And that one, I like how you can take him out even when he's on his way out.
Yeah, and just you just feel good about it. Like,
yeah,
you closed all my doors.
It's kind of like shooting the dog in Duck Hunt, which you never could do on the NS version. It's just, it feels good.
Pete, what was your top 3 of your classics?
Well, let's see. I say number 1 and number 2 sort of flip flop all the time. And one of them, obviously, Tron Deadly Disc was always my favorite. If you go back to episode 41 of the Intellivision Race podcast, so they had that big where everybody sent in their top 10 favorite games and added them all together to find out what was the whole community's top 10. It was kind of neat. And Tron Deadly Disc at that time was my number 1. So played it a ton back in the day. I remember going to see Tron, and we go to the movies all the time. My brother-in-law who had this. And so we had fun. Interestingly, we never did have Mazatron, but played Tron Deadly Disc like crazy, and even Tron Solar Sailor. And it was a challenge to beat that original version. And talking about Dave Harley's new versions, of course, Tron Deadlier Disc is a totally different game. It's not a game of patience. It's a game of action more so, although you can play this one as action as well. But you talk about the camping. Yeah, the blocking is the way to go with that to get yourself way ahead.
Yeah.
Trouble is, once you hit 1 million, if you take out anybody, you got orange guards coming, and you can't. You can't.
Oh yeah, when those when they start changing colors.
Exactly. But for classic, it's I said my number 3 was always Space Battle, frankly, because at the time I didn't put together that it was going to be Battlestar Galactica. Of course, we all know now that it was originally constructed or programmed to be Battlestar Galactica Space Battle. But even though Mattel had the license for the toys, they didn't have the license for the video game, so they had to hold off on that. We still have Cylon destroyers though in the screens, but this was just a fantastic game. At the time, there were like different games like Star Wars Arcade and such were coming out where you were piloting through space. And I mean, Star Wars was 3 or 4 years old when this came out, and it was just so special to be able to do something like this. And man, we loved it. We absolutely loved it. And then you look at what Dave Harley's Battlestar Galactica Space Battle now, and it's that much better, right?
That's the best.
Absolutely. And as for, I'll call my number 1 today, because again, it flip-flops with Tron all the time. It's AD&D. The original Advanced Dungeons and Dragons cartridge.
Beautiful.
Cloudy Mountain, Crown of Kings, whatever you want to call it. But this is an absolutely phenomenal game. And it's funny, Tron Deadly Discs and this game, AD&D, both came the same Christmas in 1982, along with a couple other honorable mentions. I mean, the IntelliVoice games, I love Bomb Squad and B-17 more than Space Spartans, but Space Spartans is pretty special too. That was quite a Christmas when you think about it in 1982. When you get Tron Deadly Discs and the 3 IntelliVoice games, and AD&D, and this is just a fantastic game. Just a fantastic game.
And it's
And that
basically you're
growl-
playing it different every time, you know.
Yeah.
That growl in this game, when I was a little kid, scared the crap out of me.
It is.
Yeah.
A little creepy.
I can see that because it is. It's intimidating, and you're sort of the anticipation of the sounds, listening. I
Yeah.
found the hiss of the snake was pretty disturbing too, frankly.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, it's just fantastic. I
sounded
love
like
that
the
game.
song.
Always will. It's a game I can pick up. I'll turn it on, and it's like I'll play a game of it. 10 minutes.
It's
Done.
still fun.
Great.
It sounded like the tongue from Frog Bog, the hiss of the snake.
Yeah.
It's kind
With
of
with a little bit of a delay or
yeah.
stretched out a little bit to make it seem a little bit more intimidating. But yeah, love it. Love AD&D.
I have a hard time picking top games, especially down to 3. But those two, Space Battle and Dungeons and Dragons, those are 4 and 5 for me. They're all right there. Some days I like one more than the other, and it flip flops.
Sai, I gotta hear, what is your top 3 of the classic?
In Casey, you're right, dude. How do you pick 3 games on television? It's tough. The 3 I picked, I was watching my buddy Eugene do a stream the other day. He was playing NES games that he loved, like his favorite NES games. And he's like, look, I'm a basic bitch. I like these games that everybody else loves. It's just these basic games.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is just the basics that are the best, right? So I was like, and these aren't necessarily in any order, because I can't do that. But Astro Smash is on the list. Of course, this is, it could be my favorite. Any of these 3 could be my favorite. Chuck, like we both, I adore this game.
Especially when it gets going and get competitive.
I never get tired of Astro Smash, and it's fun to play, but it's more fun to compete with someone.
Absolutely.
The competition version is where it's at, so you don't play for hours.
Right. But when we were kids,
when
we were kids, it was a lot of sitting at the TV staring and mad because the other, my brother's got a better score now. And now it's like, okay, I see. Okay.
And
Astro Smash.
Remember, the overlay was the first overlay that showed you could hit 1 and 9 for pause.
I didn't know that back in the day. For some reason, we never figured that out. we didn't. I don't know why, but we never saw that. We didn't usually have the overlays for some reason. We didn't keep up with things very well. But Astro Smash, you can't. To me, there's a game that if you don't have this game and you don't play this game, you don't. How can you be an Intellivision gamer? And that's Night Stalker. Night Stalker is it. This is actually this is my mom's favorite video game of any game that ever came out. And we were really looking forward to that version that never got put out. You know what I'm talking about.
That'll probably be coming out. You remember that's the Digital Eclipse game.
That would be awesome. That would be great. But anyway, as far as this goes, such a fun game. And, you keep trying to see how far you can get. You get to these crazy robots. It just gets crazier and crazier. But then, you're not that upset when you finally die. You just play again. You start over and start killing robots again.
Yeah,
it's just a fun game. It's not unfair. It is a little bit when you get to some of the robots. But it's
the bunker and the invisible.
But it's really awesome and just a great game. So many great hours with me, my mom, my brother, all playing that. The other game that I put in my top 3 is purely because of one component of it. It's a sort of a multi-cart. Yes, triple action.
I know
which one.
And yes, the tanks, that's cool. The racing cars, okay, we have fun with that, sure. But this game's really biplanes. That's what this game is. This is biplanes.
I am awful at this, as you will see on this little demo.
I have played biplanes more you can only really play 2-player, right? You really can't play.
Yeah,
single
right.
player.
You cannot you can't sit down and
Yeah.
unless you grab both controllers. And I'm not saying that. I'm try doing that.
Right, but having said that, I would say I have still put more time into biplanes than any other Intellivision game, even though I've only been able to play with 2 players, because me and my brother played the hell out of this game, and I love biplanes. I enjoyed the newer version also. We're talking about the
Yes, it was.
And we had a good time with that. Whatever situation that was, I can't remember.
I never played the car stuff much on this.
The cars are okay. It was fine.
I might have to just visit it and just I never got into it. I might have sampled it, but you're right. It was either tanks or biplanes mostly.
Yeah, the tanks was a big part of it, but to me,
it reminded me of combat though.
Yeah, but not as good as combat. Combat was better.
You're right. I agree.
But biplanes was way better than the planes on.
Yeah, better than the
just due to the inertia it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
absolutely. And you could stall and you could catch yourself. There were so many biplanes is awesome.
Yeah.
If I was to throw in some extras, I would say Pitfall was a game that was in our tops because we played the crap out of Pitfall.
I just remember the smell of like the lawn getting cut like on a Saturday morning, mid-morning. Yeah. And all kids are running outside to play and run around and like play catch or hide and seek. And I'm inside laying on the green shag carpet in front of the old wood TV that we moved because we got a new wood TV for the other room. So we pushed the old one that had legs too and into the front room, which was kind of like the company room. We never really set. And I remember just sitting on the ground with the Intellivision, getting all hot on the carpet because you're not supposed to sit it on the carpet, and just playing Pitfall and really getting into that game. So I'll always remember the smell of the fresh cut grass, people cutting their lawns, people outside, and the sound of the ice cream truck about to come down the street.
Oh my God.
I start getting up and screaming, I need 50 cents.
That stupid ice cream truck. You'd be running down the street trying to catch it. You get to it, and then the ice cream's like $4 for one ice cream. And you were like, I want the Mickey Mouse, but he don't look like Mickey Mouse when you open the wrapper. It's like a monster coming at you.
Yeah, the wrapper looked good though.
Yeah, it did. It did. And we all love the ice cream truck. I was gonna say one other game is Space Armada. I really
good one.
So remember I was mentioning earlier how murderously jealous I was about the Space Invaders for Atari that I desperately wanted. My mom got us Space Armada, and she's like, "Look, it's better than Space Invaders." And I remember playing Space Armada and loving it, but always feeling like you can't lie to me. I know Space Invaders is way better.
We all knew that as kids, like going this. We knew, like even when I played it for the first time. I went, I know this is just Space Invaders, but they can't call it Space Invaders.
Right.
But it was such a nicer, bigger pixel.
Space Armada is really good. And it's got really good animation on all the...
It's a little underrated, to be honest.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it.
And it's best. What's going on?
I feel like a broken record, but Miss Night Stalker, another one of David's. And David, did the Space Armada version as well. And that one is my favorite version. You have lots of options, mostly the same gameplay, but it's like he seems to knock it out of the park.
Did he call it something else? What was it?
Space Invaders. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right. Yeah. That's
right. It's really good.
It's
even better than Space Armada. It truly is.
Yeah.
It takes all the elements, but just sort of refines it and gives you some options. So.
And Miss Night Stalker, if you haven't played that one, there's several different layouts for the maps.
Yeah.
It's the way to play.
I always thought Intellivision we just had a little bit more of a broader landscape as far as like if you played auto racing, learning that you could hit a pond or something and then let it go real slow and you'd be able to turn it by hitting the brake and the disc and then get it to clear a tree and find a new course, and now you're in course 5 from course 1 and just like little stuff like that. Little glitches like in the original Coleco Green Ape, I call it the Green Ape Donkey Kong, where you can kind of jump out into voids and avoid barrels for eternity until the bonus counts down, I guess. but there's also ways you could just keep jumping stuff and make. There was just so many little. It just seemed much more. I mean, for the time, open exploration on a lot of games. It's certain ones, not like obviously everything, but like auto racing was just like a huge map. And you know, I think that's why I really loved it, because I spent hours just not just trying the courses, but trying to find all the courses and how they link together. And it, like, you know, and then that big map came out years later showing how they all looked. And maybe I didn't notice that back in the day, you know, because I'm just a kid or whatever. But it is pretty awesome. What does he say? Camo Ducky says, did you guys ever find out that secret place in auto racing that you can set it? Oh, go, because it'll keep racing in like a lap. It'll never hit anything. It'll go past trees, past a bunch of stuff. And yeah. No, I'd have to look at a video of that to see. My parents said Stadia shoes, the up down. Oh, the Kmart upside down Nike swoop.
Oh God,
these aren't Nikes; these are fakies.
Yeah, what was the Walmart one? It was a big. It had an N or something on it, and you're like, it's, I don't know, like trying to do like Nike, but it was weird. It's very strange.
But anyways, we're gonna get into the sprint. I do want to mention, while I have you guys all here once again, you guys obviously read my post. My sister is not doing well in hospice. It's kind of down to the last couple days or so. God bless her. She used to come in here and chit chat in the chat a lot, and all the big shows back in the Amico days or in the old Intellivision Monday shows, and just here and there. And then on the Astro Smash, watch me make a fool of myself. But she was always supportive, and had a bad stroke, got the cancer, just riddled with cancer, unfortunately. And so she didn't have anything to set aside or do anything for her, you know, after the fact. So we do have a GoFundMe that my nieces graciously set up. And I have the link. It's in the video description, but I'm also going to post it again here. If you guys can throw a couple dollars, you don't have to. I'm just asking if you'd like to. It'd be really appreciative to kind of, even if it's a couple bucks, anything to kind of just help out with that. You know, hospice costs a lot per night and per day. And that's kind of most of it. And then obviously the service afterwards. But I'm very gracious to everyone that already did contribute. And if you can't, I get it too, because I'm broke. I'm going through a whole refinance thing, so I don't have, you know, so I get that, you know. But if you can, I greatly appreciate it. But check out the video description link, as well as the link I just posted. But I just sent the link in the chat there, dude. You do not have to. Oh my God, Camo Ducky is like a bazillionaire, because he'll come on to like a show like Astro Smash and be like, people will be like throwing a 20 here and there, or throwing a 10. Camel's like, here's 250, do them all and eat 20 hot dogs. I'm like, oh my goodness, dude.
Nice.
But you were very awesome, and I thank you so much for everything. You did do a big donation already, sir.
We need to make sure Steven's there for episode 40 with Roger and I.
Yes. But to kind of wrap this up a little bit, what did you guys think? I kind of want to go through it. I know we all did it separately on our channels. Casey, before PRGE, but like when you saw the sprint announced and when they officially announced it, what was your first impression? Like, what did you like?
We were there.
What did you do?
Casey knew about it 6 months before they announced it.
Yeah, we were there at PRGE. We had already
was making it.
They showed it to a few of us before the announcement, and I mean, it was literally like hours before. We couldn't take pictures. We were asked not to talk about it. Right. But I was excited. I've been excited. I was hoping. I'm like, please be something in television. I mean, I almost don't care what it is. Just show that, hey, they're going to be doing stuff for Intellivision. And whenever that announcement came, I was like, oh man, I was so excited. And I mean, the cartridge port doesn't affect me at all. I think this was the better option. Everyone can play everything, and you can sideload whatever's not on there. If you had a cart port, it wouldn't read a lot of the games anyway. but it will play all the ROMs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's opened up. Publishers are already scrambling. More and more ROM sales are coming. You already see Electronite.
I'm seeing that. Electronite, one of the best.
Yeah, there's other stuff coming too. So I mean, it's really good for that, especially for guys like Cy that like the ROMs. It's going to open it up.
It ships Camo on December 5th. So that's the countdown to December 5th. Yeah, it's going to be a good holiday, I'll tell you that. I'm about to pre-order a couple more when my refi goes through, because I might have a couple extra bucks in my pocket, and I guarantee you, besides a couple homebrews that I need to catch up on, that's going to be the next two things I get, is a couple more sprints. Yeah, there's a USB cartridge slot I saw. Yeah, and you'll see on Intellivision and Casey's channel, Intellivision Gamer channel. By the way, everyone's channels are in the description as well. Please give them all a sub. But yeah, Casey did one hands-on where he first of all, I really love the when you ran the diagnostics program.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Was that?
I mean, I did it later, but that was all the Intellivision group guys like Luke and them. That was his USB key.
Yeah,
but I did do it. I did do it, but that first time we saw was him.
Right. Yeah, so that was amazing. So you kind of saw what was in there. It had a built-in ECS. It had a built-in IntelliVoice. So questions answered there.
Everything it kind of told us everything about it, like the RAM, all the different specs. We knew exactly what it was emulating.
Yeah, so like without a cartridge slot, you're basically thumb drive. And from what I hear, they may be doing thumb drive packs like as physical games. So that's kind of nifty too.
Yeah, you've heard Electronite talk about physical USB key type stuff. Atari was talking about a 4-pack USB stick, the Atari stick, I think they called it. But other than that, I haven't heard anything physical yet.
But it just like seeing you do that you had like a short or a small video just showing you played Cosmic Avenger, but it showed you loaded all of them, and even at the time, because obviously that's one of the very first units or prototype unit, but it just showed a Running Man box, but you were like, oh, that they're eventually going to get it to work where it'll show the box art as long as you upload with it.
At the time, we didn't know, but we talked to them, and it's something that, that's going to be a thing. So luckily, box art, the descriptions, it's like you'll have to configure your USB stick, and it'll all work.
Pete, what did you think the first time you saw the Sprint? I know you have a video out there as well.
It's been I haven't overkilled it because there'll be lots of time for that. But it's been the best kept, worst kept secret now for about a year since they bought this. Obviously, they were going to do something with it, and we know that there was things in the work. And I guess the biggest question, were they going to go along the same line as the Plus systems and have a cartridge slot or not? And Casey hit the nail on the head, because he said if it had a cartridge slot, people say, I want to use my cartridges. But if it had a cartridge slot, it wouldn't have been able to play any of the JLP games, because at the end of the day, it's a dumper anyway, right? It dumps the ROM off of the cartridge, and you cannot do that with a JLP cartridge, which is the majority of the high level bank switching homebrew games. But if you load in the ROM, the software itself, the INTV emulator, can handle it. So this is the ideal situation. And people say, oh, this game's not there, that game's not there. Well, with the 125, and I'll talk about the 125, you go onto the Internet Archive and all the 125 is there. I really don't understand or don't know how Atari plans on marketing these games. Maybe it'll be more because it'll make them accessible. But they're going to have licensing issues like with an AD&D game or a Tron game, no matter what.
Yeah.
But we're still going to be able to put it on there if we have the ROMs, if we have the cartridges, if we have the dumps, which most people really do.
Yeah.
So the fact that there's only 45 games when there were actually 61 in the flashback, right? 61 or 62. Reverse U wasn't on there because of a technical issue, and baseball was only on one version. But you can put whatever game you want on it. And the homebrews, like I say, the homebrew sales are going to go crazy now. The ROM sales, because this is going to go out to everybody. ROM sales are fairly small. Only thing I'm afraid of is I really hope people support these who buy the Sprint support their Intellivision homebrew publishers who are investing money in preparing these games, because it'll be extraordinarily negative for the entire community if people just start sharing games with each other. They're not expensive. They're getting like $16 Canadian for the best Intellivision collector games. The majority of Intellivision Revolution are sold through Intellivision Collector now too. They just put up what 20 or 30 of those in the last year, so those are inexpensive. If people try to share these, all they're going to do is they're going to mean games will stop being made, because it's no longer profitable. And it's not even profitable. It's not the profit that's important to these people. It's the maintenance. You can't be spending money to bring these to the community. So it's very important for the entire community to support these guys. And we will get more games, because there's tons of games. There's over 20 homebrews this year.
That's what this system's going to be great for, is the newly available games. Like Absolutely. You were saying, a quick search on, you could Google search the original 125 Intellivision games, and you will find the ROMs, and you will be able to drag every single game ever made. Every
Activision game, every Magic game, every Coleco game, they're all there.
The Tron games, the voice, everything's going to be there, and it'll work. But the big thing about this, having that USB drive, is like you said, it's going to be all the ROMs on these newly made ports, newly made arcade games, newly original made stuff. Like Electronight's really good on doing this original and licensed stuff. Like you got one of their games is on there, which is the Boulder Dash licensed Intellivision game.
Again, that's been in the works for a long time, right? That's great. It's excellent to see. That's why they're so involved. There's more coming that we know from Electronite on the system, officially through Atari as well. But you think about, like, mostly what I use, I am not some people get all hyped up over playing on the original system and blah 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 with the cartridge stuff. And it's nice, but do I need to do that to enjoy a game? No, I'm going to take the game, and for my purposes, I'm going to play it in the easiest way for me to play it. So I use an Ultimate Flashback. Unfortunately, they haven't been available now in 3 or 4 years. Easily available. You could make one. But this completely and utterly replaces the need for an Ultimate Flashback, because it's going to be the exact same thing. Now, of course, with the Ultimate Flashback, you can go into the file system, you can manipulate, you can upload. This is all going to have to be done through your USB port. Well, we'll learn how to do it. It'll be done. It'll be a little bit differently done, but it'll be done. And you'll just basically when you play your Sprint, you're going to have one USB stick you're going to stick in it, and maybe all your games are going to be there, right? It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
A lot of people talking about we're like a centralized place. Well, you already do kind of have. You're going to have, I guess I call them the big three, which is going to be Intellivision Revolution, Intellivision Collector, and Electronite.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have stuff like you'll have good deal games and a couple other of the retro homebrew stores, Collector Vision, Intellivision Vision. I don't know what's up or not, but I'm sure a lot of this will start surfacing closer to, they're already planning this. But the big three is what you want to look at: the IntellivisionRevolution.com, the IntellivisionCollector.com, one of my personal favorites.
Yeah.
And then also Electronite, which to me is probably some of the higher end, bigger games, like new school stuff. Like I was playing TNT Cowboy the other day. That's like a whole story, a whole village. There's a lot of bigger games like that. Like with a story, and you go to different places and talk to different people. You get the hospital, then you save your game, and you go to different warehouses. It's nuts. It's a really crazy game.
Yeah.
So once again, I think that's what's going to come down to. You get your Sprint, and you're like, you can drag your original games on there and load them, but it's all these new games and the new games that you haven't played yet. Right. New games being made to the absolute pushing the limits of this Intellivision system that was created in 1979, but making it almost look close to like NES graphics, because like stuff like Anthropomorphic Force, shooter called, or AF for short. There's a lot of those that you just look and go, oh my God, like this, am I playing like an old 8-bit game? Or no, that's the Intellivision. That's the capability. But now it's a lot easier to do that with, like you said, the bank switching and all the different stuff you can do with the cartridge and the space. but the money it would have cost to do that
Oh.
and put it to that limit, and the timing and the people and you know, when Mattel back then was like, no, we need this game in 2 months, you know, like it's a lot different than now, where these people put so much love over a year, 2 years, and come out with something humongous and great. And I think that's what's so great about it.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, the Sprint is based upon the exact same emulator, the JZI INTV emulator, which is the Cadillac. It is what's in an Ultimate Flashback. It's what people use on their computers to get the best. It is the program that could play these JLP boards, right? These JLP program games. So, man, they did their research, okay, and they dealt with some people who knew what they were talking about, and they built this with the capacity, you know, knowing what they needed to do to get the most exposure for this system. So this system is going to work for everything out there. And as far as I know, I mean, the wireless controllers are fine. So
same size too.
There's just
a lot of speculation on the size, and
They're the same size.
they're the
same
exact
size.
same. Yeah, they're exact same.
it's the console itself that's changed. It's
It's
big
just slightly
screen, but
slimmer and
bigger,
smaller.
smaller.
But yeah, that's
It's
it.
slimmer. It's just a little bit smaller, but it's slimmer.
Yeah. And
Which is a good thing. Which
and,
is a good thing.
Cy, what you know, when you first saw the Sprint, what was your first impression, and then also what are you enjoying about this system about to come out? Uh-oh. This just in.
Where'd he go?
Cyrus.
Can he not hear us? He's messing around, I think. Is he messing around? It's showing that
It
has.
doesn't look like he is.
Uh-oh. Maybe something happened. Should we start talking a bunch of crap?
Cyrus, if you don't talk soon,
Oh, he
you
can't
have to
hear us,
send me
he
your
said.
super graphics. He says he can't hear us.
Yeah, and well, how silly.
Turn your volume up, Cyrus.
Yeah, remember, it's the damn controller. Gallagher hits it with hits the Intellivision. We lost Cy. Well, to be honest, we didn't care about your opinion.
This is where you could just start
I'm just
playing
joking.
Jeffrey.
He's frozen in space and time. Oh,
He'll be right back.
I'm sure.
And then there were three.
And then there were three.
No, but I think it's exciting. I think it's the most we could ask for. Of course, the big complaint you hear from everybody, oh, I wanted to be able to play my cartridges. Not a real good argument, because the cartridges, the games are available to play without the cartridges. If you have your cartridge, oh, that's one thing, but I don't know. I just don't. It doesn't really hold up. People say, oh, maybe later on there'll be a cartridge version. I think there's too many downfalls for there to be a cartridge version. What do you think about that, Casey? Because JLP games will not work. Many homebrews will not work unless they build an FPGA. Was it FPGA? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, FPGA. I think those things are quite expensive. You don't just get one of those. Like, there's a lot of money that it takes to make one. And I, like a lot of people say, I don't believe there's enough people to support an FPGA console for Intellivision, as much as I'd love one.
Yeah,
but,
no, fair.
And there are talks. There's nothing set permanent, but there are talks of something else possibly down the road. That's all they'll say.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, things are possible, but I mean, if it sells mediocre, what are they going to do it?
It's
sold out. The Amazon.ca sold out their pre-orders, which is a good sign. It's still available on Amazon.com, but
I honestly, as an Intellivision fan and collector, I think this is the best way, especially for the first console, because the way you can sideload everything can play. Everyone's going to be able to enjoy it. It's going to bring so many more Intellivision fans and players. It's going to help the homebrew scene. I mean, I just think it's a win, and I'm so excited that we've got some new hardware for Intellivision.
No, exactly. I think it's great.
I was the same way, though. When I saw the cartridge, I was like, oh, no cartridge, but the more it makes way more sense of how much more you can do with the system without that slot. I mean, as much as the regular person goes, but I want to play, you can find those games that you have on cartridges in your attic or in your
Yeah,
garage or
here's
in
your 4K Astro Smash, right?
yeah, that you could
There it is.
could get all those and drag them right to a thumb drive, and you don't have to worry about paying a dime. You know,
And it's
I mean,
super
that's
easy.
just how it is on the old stuff. The new stuff is what you want to spend money on and support. You know,
The
It
other
is
thing to
for anyone
realize,
watching, not knowing, it is literally that easy. You have the ROMs on your computer. You slide them to the root directory of a USB stick. You plug it in the back. About a second to a second and a half, they all pop up.
yeah,
another thing to think about as well is, of course, a lot of people might have some experience with the Intellivision flashback, which was at games at that time. That was great to have that Intellivision flashback, but it was at games, and it was not even, I would say, a third the quality of the products that are being put out by Pleon or by Atari, because these systems, the 2600 plus, the 700 plus, even the 400, they're great little systems. They're strong. They're they're not flimsy. And the flashbacks were kind of flimsy. Okay, did they do what they needed to do? Yeah. Were they? But they were. It was good. These are much better quality.
Yeah.
These
you
controllers, they're 2.4. I couldn't tell any kind of lag. I went so far that I couldn't even hardly see the screen, and it still worked perfectly.
It was still working. There you go.
Yeah,
yeah,
and no lag.
Great.
It's coming out. It's coming out on the 5th of December, and yes, has USB ports to load all the new games that are being made, and it'll, easily.
It plays everything, guys. It'll play ECS games. It'll play IntelliVoice. There's rumors about Tutor Vision.
That's all a matter of software, right? I mean, the software, you talk about ECS and stuff, that's no problem with the ECS playing. It's just a matter of having that ECS bin in the JZI INTV emulator. The question is will they be able to do something that will let you operate a keyboard with it? If they develop that, then but a lot of the ECS games you don't need, because you don't need a keyboard, but they're meant to be played with the keyboard, like the programming and stuff. But I mean, I think Dave has made I've played all kinds of the ones, those ECS games without the keyboard. You could do that. There's versions out there from Intellivision, but the real nature of them is to play with the keyboard. Will that be possible? Maybe. But those other versions, $5 for 5 of them at Intellivision, right?
It's a good deal.
Is Cy finally, can he hear us yet or no?
That was weird. Like all of a sudden, like Pete was in the middle of a sentence, and then I couldn't hear nothing. And I was like, "What the hell happened?" I checked my sound card, everything. I could hear everything else on the computer. I tried to change the sound source and tested it. I could hear all that, but I couldn't hear y'all. It was very strange. So,
Camo Ducky, I can tell you that Papa Pete's the best I've ever played.
The only difference is I've only played one game in the last 45 years. Well, no, I shouldn't. 42 years. I probably hadn't played since 83.
I am not good at baseball.
That original, you're right. You hit the nail on the head, Chuck, with the original baseball, because there's not enough variables in there. You get to the point where you just play it.
You're too good at it, especially when both of you know where to I basically was hitting it to the pitcher every time. Catch, out, to the point where it was like we both put it down and went, we're too good at playing this. We need and then championship baseball came along and oh shoot, well this one makes that a little harder to keep hitting it the same way. It
incorporated some of the different variables in there, like bowling has. Anyway, sorry.
No, I was just going to ask Cy, what was when you first, I know we've maybe have different opinions now, but when you first saw this announced or first saw this come out, what did you
all right, you guys need to understand something.
Oh boy, right? Alex Jones here.
We don't need to understand nothing. And we're good.
When this thing got announced publicly, I was in the midst of being as sick as I've been in, I can't even remember how long. I was really, really sick. I could barely speak. My throat was all messed up. I was running fever. I was sick for like 3 weeks or something like that. It was bad. And I was in a bad mood. It's not in a good mood. And I woke up and the announcement had already happened. And you guys, Casey and PJ and Chuck, we're filling up. We have a text message chain where we harass each other with all kinds of crazy stuff. And
my phone, I'll be like, I always have to keep my phone on because I just need to be with everything I do.
Yeah.
So I can't silence, or I at least have it vibrate. So throughout the day, I just a little side note, my legs constantly. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on?
I had to turn off notifications because I'd be at work and just be. I'm like, okay, guys, all right. But anyway, so I woke up. The announcement had already happened. I have all these messages about this thing. I'm not in a good mood. I'm not thinking as clearly as I could be thinking. But I have learned over the years that when I'm not in a good mood or I'm going to say something wild, to shut up and give it a minute and not put it out there and wait. So I didn't publicly say anything about the sprint for a little while, maybe, I don't know, a week, maybe 3 or 4 days. I'm not exactly sure how long. It was a few days, but I was talking to you guys about it because I was not well. And my initial reaction, I didn't know everything about it, which Casey, thank God, doing the Lord's work, came in after the fact and began to educate the public about what was going on with the Intellivision sprint. Thank you, Casey, for that very, very much.
Right place, right time.
Yes. Thank God we got the better information. But when the thing was first announced, there was a whole bunch of wild questions and concerns. And of course, the first thing everybody was like, there's no cartridge slot, right? That was the big thing. And I, not being well, I was like not happy about that.
You're like, no way.
Wrong guy, not happy about the cart slot.
Well, okay. So I'm a ROM guy because I have to be a ROM guy, because I'm not going to go on another diatribe about the massively overpriced, unavailable homebrew cartridges that you can't get unless you have $400 to drop. We're not going to go into that. I like ROMs. I have about 90 Intellivision cartridges, which I don't bring out. Yeah, I know. But I was upset because I was like, why is this thing happening? I couldn't understand it. I was like, there's no cartridge slot. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I was very upset. And then, of course, we learned that there's a lot of positives. Okay. 2.4 gigahertz controllers. Awesome. We're not going to have Bluetooth issues. That's fantastic. Yep. Thank you, Casey. We learned it's the Jay-Z INTV emulator, which I never thought would happen, because I'm like, sure. I mean, they'll have an emulator, but it's not going to be the good emulator. What are we going to have to deal with? When I play Intellivision games on my Xbox, it's kind of weird. The sound effects are messed up, and the television flashback has its problems and blah, blah. What kind of emulator are we really going to get? But it was Jay-Z INTV, and I was like, oh, okay. That's best case scenario. So that's 2 best case scenario things that I didn't expect to happen. But the big thing was when they said, oh, yeah, you can just load any ROMs you want on it. And I was like, oh. Like,
oh, it plays all the new stuff. Okay, cool.
Right. And this is why I was glad I waited to talk about it, because I would have not. I'm not trying to piss people off. I'm not trying to have a hot take, but sometimes I do. And I can, especially when I'm not feeling well, I can say some stuff that I wish I wouldn't have said.
Say blob again. Say blob again.
If you know my history with this thing, you know what I'm talking about. I sometimes say things I regret later. Anyway, but no, I think the Intellivision Sprint turned out to be absolutely fantastic. And you're right, Papa Pete, talking about the cartridge situation. It actually is best case scenario. It actually is best case scenario. And the fact that I think it's actually changing the homebrew culture to be like, oh, let's embrace these ROMs. Let's embrace a digital future for Intellivision and what that actually might look like. We're going to actually have to do that because we're being kind of forced to do that, but it's a good thing. And you know that the people that are going to be playing the Intellivision games, your ROMs or whatever, are going to be playing on the right emulator. You're not going to have to worry about the experience. Is it going to be the right experience? Because these guys at Atari have figured this out. They've actually created a product that's going to really make sure that everybody that's a homebrew developer and everybody that's putting out hacked games or whatever, you're not going to worry about the experience of what you've created. People are going to have the right experience. So I'm very happy with everything about the Intellivision Sprint. And I'm very happy that I didn't in a haze of illness and fury, create problems for myself by making statements too soon and making videos. Sometimes it's best to just keep your mouth shut about stuff. And,
wait a while.
Yeah, and I'm learning as I get older that the less I talk about stuff when it first is announced, the better. We might collectively, Chuck, maybe you can relate to this.
I think maybe what's going on.
We might have caused ourselves some trouble
Never.
from that sort of thing.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
But anyway, no, I feel great about it, and
I'm gonna go pick up some White Claws. I'll be right over.
Oh my God! All right. Yes. That's about all I have to say. That's all I have to say about that.
Jenny.
So there were discussions for a while and on which emulator, and I'm so glad. I don't know if I'm supposed to say, so I won't. There was some people that were sending, hey, you should use this, and they went with it, and I'm very glad that worked out because it would not have been as nice if it was any other emulator other than the one they ended up with.
No, Casey, this was the right decision there, and if they had done something else, it would have been catastrophic. It really would have been bad because it would have divided the community again because of the homebrew situation. Absolutely, it would have been a horrible situation. So,
and it was a great thing that we had such a huge Intellivision community there to run all these tests, try different things. Luke had instantly, boom, they said we could I said, hey, can we test stuff? And they're like, you guys have at it. So Luke and them, they did, man. They tried a little bit of everything. They were sticking those on there, running everything on it, and it passed everything except for saving games. And I believe that's going to get fixed if it isn't already.
That's programmable too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you're giving other people credit there, Casey, but let's all be honest. This is all Casey's fault.
It is.
The fact, Casey, we really do owe you a lot of credit for reporting on things, getting the story out there correctly. And I really do think because of the discussions that you started and that you created with the people at Atari, there's things that have happened that wouldn't have happened otherwise. So thank you, Casey. Seriously. Thank you.
As far as the listening, it was all the Intellivision guys were giving suggestions. Hey, this and that. They're very receptive, at least from us. They said they want to do whatever they can to make the best product possible. And they had the right group of guys there. I mean, I'm not a technical guy. I'm a fanboy, a collector. I play games, but there was guys there that brilliant minds. It's like they know all the technical things, and I don't know any of that. I never pretend to know any of that. But they had the right group of guys there for everything. And, the Atari guys were great. We had some of the Atari Age guys, some of the Atari guys, some of the guys that were one of the technical guys. So there was everyone there. That was the whole, point to let's all try it. Let's get it out there. Whenever one of them turned to me and said, you want to unbox the second console? I was like, I think I drooled a little bit. I'm like, well, yeah.
Now, it was like the scene in Lord of the Rings when Gandalf's like, you cannot offer me this ring. Know that I would want to do good with it, of course. But
when you were standing around the console and a lot of people were like looking at it, did you see this guy?
No, I saw quite a few people, but I don't remember seeing him.
Okay, I was just double checking.
I think you would remember if Finnegan Fox was there.
Yeah.
Now that's unfortunate. Yeah, it is. Anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap it up and be done. What do you got going on your channel, Casey? I'll start with you. What do you got coming up this week?
Here lately with the wife on a different shift, I go early before anyone else is usually on. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've been going live for 1 hour. So that's been working out great. I've been able to play some games. Then I've got the show coming up Monday. That's all I've got for now. Yeah. So I've got gameplay videos on Friday. I forgot those are all automatic. I've been doing gameplay for Homebrew and Original 125 alternating every Friday set through January. And then I've got Tuesdays and Thursdays, which will eventually die down to 1 day a week. And then the show on Monday. So lately I've been busy, but it'll slow down some.
Serious question here from Saltier Abrasive Person. Says, will Finnegan will be available on the Sprint? I don't know.
Unless someone makes a home.
Yeah, I don't know. That's possible.
That would be a good homebrew, wouldn't it? Finnegan Fox.
Actually, really would.
Well, we have Amigo Cornhole.
Oh Lord.
Thanks for the donations. I really appreciate that. Everybody that donated to my sister's GoFundMe, it means a lot. Thank you so much. But anyways, yes. Okay, there you go. I thought you'd like that. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up because I gotta get to sleep. Maybe I'll eat something because it's always good to eat a nice big meal right before you lay down. That way you could just digest through the night, and lose those pounds.
Yeah.
That's the best.
It's a time-saving thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Because I'll just run in a dream or something,
Yeah.
But I thank you guys for being on here. Also, before we leave, like I said, I will post this link for my sister's GoFundMe. I can't stress enough or tell you how much I appreciate this. And this is just, if I didn't have a platform like this, I can't not do this. And so, like I said, you don't have to, but if you have a couple bucks, it really does help her out a lot. Pete, what do you got coming up this week or on the channel this weekend?
Lots of videos coming up in the can coming out. Old guys, old games, pure gameplay videos, pickup videos. And of course, we'll be back next. Have a special show next Tuesday night where Willie Culver is joining me. We're going to play some Fairchild Channel F is the plan.
Ooh,
oh, wow.
So that'll be interesting. I've never played any Fairchild Channel F, so I'm looking forward to that.
I don't think I have either.
Tuesday night at 9, so it'll be fun.
Very, very, very cool. Mr. Super Mega Graphics 64. Besides getting rid of your ColecoVision and doing strictly turbo and Intellivision, what do you got coming up in your channel?
Middle of the night stream.
Yeah, mainly just watching Pete and Jeff play. I love watching them when they're hanging out, having a good time. It's fun to me. Y'all have played so many awesome Atari games lately. I've been watching quite a bit. I don't always comment on stuff, but I always watch your stuff. Right on. And of course, Casey stole the horse racing thing from me, so I have to watch that. And of course, you, Chuck, I only watch Chuck to see the last bit after the credits. That's the only reason I watch Chuck, just for the last little bit. The little
this
flamingo.
Guy always saying something back
the
here.
Flamingo's got something to say. It's like
I got this guy from Nick from a show we used to do, a real popular show back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still kicking somehow.
I love you guys, man. You guys do great work, and I'm very privileged to be included in a stream like this with you. So thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it.
Oh, dude. Anytime you guys want to come on, do this. I may, depending on what happens and what's going on in my life this week and next couple weeks, stay. I will most likely be on next Wednesday. If not, it'll be after the holiday. But I want to keep this going pretty much weekly. every Wednesday. So you guys obviously have an open invite for any show all the time. Or if you can't make it, that's fine too. Like I said, you don't have to commit. I had reached out to Tari Creep, and I didn't hear back. And right now I heard that he's recovering in a hospital or whatever, which has been posted all over social by his wife. But I wish him nothing but the best. I love Creeper, and I want to get him on the show when he's well again. And then same with Rich from Bacon Ice Cream. He had a scheduling conflict, but he will hopefully be on next week or the next show for sure. So sprint forever. Well, you know what they say. I will say this, Salty. This wolf one time said, "Forever is forever." Ever since he was set on fire during that first sprint video, I think he's not sounding good. It's not sounding good. But we're gonna get out of here. Cy, did you say what you had coming up?
It doesn't matter. Just random crap, normal.
Middle of the night.
Crap. So just so you know, everyone, in the description is links to Papa Pete, the Intellivision Gamer, and Super Mega Graphics 64. He'll just be doing a bunch of crap at something with something. Please sub to these guys. They're big Intellivision fans, and we just love to produce content that you like, and you'll love all these guys and their channels. So please remember, every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, because that's the only time zone I know, you can catch the Intellivision Gamers in the Intellivision Show. And like I said, every Wednesday here, 9:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel, you will have the INTV Sprint podcast from this point on, and the countdown continues. And Super Mega Graphics says he will never play ColecoVision again. And I was like, that's harsh.
How dare you, sir? This will not stand. This aggression will not stand, man.
Watch me end up getting like a ColecoVision and then going, oh, this isn't that bad. I kind of like it.
Dude, it's really
I just
cool.
never had one.
It's really cool, Chuck. We got to get you in, man.
Phoenix, but not with that thing.
No, I don't really use this thing.
I mean, is there Mr. Do or Donkey Kong on the Coleco? I think not.
I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got to get going. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Who just came in at the end? Terry Ladd, what is going on? Oh, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, please hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit a follow, and all that good stuff that the kids are doing. Thank you so much. Thank you to this awesome panel. I'm just going to keep gabbing until we go to over 2 hours. God bless. We'll see you in the next one. I just booped.
Night, everyone.
Guys.